SCP Secret Laboratory.
Why would you?
Man, we're gonna die!
A game developed by a Polish person. Hard to believe, right? It's based on SCP Containment Breach, and SCP Containment Breach is based on the SCP Wiki, where people get together to create monsters and anomalies to this really wacky-dacky universe. Well, let's say you want to try out SCP Secret Laboratory. There's a few things to keep in mind. First, there is a lot of servers to choose from, with many rules, so remember to respect the rules and don't be a dumbass. One of the other things to expect when you join a server is the chance of people being loud, like this. Or people playing music, sometimes good, sometimes fucking annoying, like this. And if you're lucky, you'll find a server that is moderated and treated nicely, where everybody respects each other. Right, you changed all your settings and stuff, now you are ready to play SCP Secret Laboratory. Well, when you join the server, a few things can happen. The first thing that's probably going to happen is you spawn as a spectator. As a spectator, you spectate other players playing the game, while you can talk to other players who are also spectators. You mostly turn into spectators when a round started and you just joined, or when you die and wait to get respawned. Now, if a round starts, you have the chance to spawn in as a few characters. Let's start with the firsts. D-Class Personnel. Now, on the wiki and lore of SCP, D-Class personnel are mostly people from Death Row that gets used to test dangerous anomalies we call SCPs. Now, in the game, if you spawn as one, your job is to get out. When you get out, you turn into a Chaos Insurgency. We'll get to those people a bit later. Now, as a D-Class, you must avoid SCPs. If you're lucky, a guard, one of the characters you can be, is nice enough to handcuff you. If that happens and he takes you all the way to the surface to the exit, you'll spawn as an MTF. We'll get to those a bit later. Now, you need to go around to find keycards. When you find a keycard, you should go and upgrade them in 914. 914 is a special machine where you can upgrade or change stuff to how you want it. Now, each server has a different plugin where the machine does something a bit different. But those are something you have to look at yourself, because I am not going to list all the things people could change in them. Now, you can also spawn as a scientist. Now, you are the biggest nerd in the entire server. Congratulations. But don't worry, you're not alone. Now, you spawn with a scientist keycard so you can open a few more doors than a D-Class can, because D-Class has fucking nothing. You also have a med kit. Congratulations, you can heal yourself when you get hurt. Now, you have to do the same thing as a D-Class. Escape. The things you don't have to worry about is guards, because they are on your team. If you escape, you turn into an MTF. Now, if a D-Class comes up to you with a gun and shoots you in the head, you shouldn't be surprised. They are big scumbags after all. But if you're lucky, one of them will cuff you and take you to the surface, and then you will turn into a Chaos Insurgency soldier. Congratulations, you spawned in as a facility guard. You're definitely going to die in a few seconds, because that almost always happens if you're not a goddamn pro, or the anomalies are fucking stupid. You spawn with a radio to talk to your fellow guards.
Hola, anybody on the radio?
Isn't that just nice? And you also spawn with some armor. Just level 1 armor, so it isn't a lot. You also spawn with some ammo to your gun, and you spawn with a flash grenade. As you guess, it flashes people by making the biggest light brighter than the goddamn sun. Oh, my eyes! And lo and behold, your gun is an FSP-9. Isn't that just great? Now, your goal is a bit different. Your goal is to capture the SCPs, aka kick the shit out of them, and help the scientist to escape. And if you really feel like it, you can go on a rampage and kill every D-class you see, like a dumbass. So...
Stop right there! Stop!
Oh, but he was a nice guy! Come on,
What
man!
did you do?
He didn't do anything!
He's got orange on.
Run! Run!
Hey, there's another one!
Run! No!
I kill you.
Or you can help them to escape like a goddamn hero. That's up to you. Let's move away from the characters for now and let's look at something else. The map. Now, when you spawn as a scientist or D-class, you spawn at light containment. It looks like this. And is sometimes randomly generated like this. The other one is heavy containment. It looks like this. Map layouts look like this. And SCP spawned there, so they are a big death trap at the start. The next one is entrance zone. This is where the guards spawn, and I guess kinda safe at the start if the SCPs don't go over to it right when they spawn. This is also where the gates are. The gates are where you go outside to escape or come in as a MTF or Chaos Insurgent. The last one is the surface. This is where Chaos spawn and MTF, and this is also where you escape. It's also here when you can turn on the nuke. Yes, you heard that right. There's a nuke in the game. I'll tell you about that later. Congratulations! You escaped or spawned in as a MTF. Now MTFs are a bit different among each other. You got like commanders and cadets, all that kind of stuff. You also have many things for each one of them, and I'm going to talk about the items a bit later. Well, you escaped or spawned as a Chaos Insurgent. Just like MTF, there are different kinds of them, with all their different stuff, and again, I will tell you about them later. Now, MTF's job is to rescue the scientists and kick the shit out of the Chaos Insurgency if they're there, and the SCPs. The job of the Chaos Insurgency is to rescue the D-class, and if they really want to, they can also kick some MTF and Scientist Guard and SCP ass. SCP-173, or the sculpture, or the fan name, Peanut. Bust that nut! Man, you better bust that nut! SCP-173 is a sculpture constructed by concrete and held by rebar and painted with spray paint. It cannot move when you look at it, but when you blink, it starts to move, and when you look away, it starts to move as well. It kills by snapping the neck of the base of the skull. Now, SCP-173 is the SCP with the most health. It also makes sense because you're literally shooting at concrete, not flesh. One of his abilities is that he can move faster, but he can't kill anybody while doing it, or shit on the floor to make people walk slower. It's kind of disgusting. When it is killed, pieces of it goes everywhere. That tastes like rock, doesn't really taste like nuts.
Yeah, fair.
SCP-096, also known as the Shy Guy or the Giant White Pale Crybaby. Now, SCP-096 normally just walks around until somebody looks at his face. If somebody looks at his face, he will get enraged and know where they are at all times and go all the way to kill them. When he's enraged, he can break doors and open gates to get to the other side with his bare hands. He can also jump a little high, and he has a charge attack. The more people who look at him, the longer he stays in rage. He normally also gets enraged when you shoot at him, and for good reason. So, when you hear crying, look down and don't look at his face. SCP-106, or the Old Man, or the fan name Uncle Larry. In appearance, looks like an old man with some disgusting black liquid on it. And also, he wears some kind of shirt or whatever it is. He can walk through doors in the game. He can also teleport some distance, and he can go underground to escape you if you try to kill him and he's at low health. When he touches you 2 times, you will teleport to his pocket dimension. The pocket dimension is a place where he controls everything. In the game, it's basically the same thing, but you're in a room with many hallways. If you pick the right one, you escape. If you pick the wrong one, you die. SCP-049, also known as the Plague Doctor. In appearance, he looks like a medieval plague doctor, but his clothes and mask is a part of his body. Now, when he touches someone in the game, they start to lose health rapidly, and if they don't get enough medical attention, they die. When they die, the Plague Doctor can make them into SCP-049-2, a zombie. The zombie does zombie things and has a bit more health than a human. Now, there is no limit of how many zombies the Plague Doctor can get. Sometimes he can even resurrect dead zombies, so you better watch out because those zombies can be really annoying. One of his abilities is that he can make so his zombies that are close to him have shield. Isn't that nice? SCP-079, the old AI or just computer. Now, SCP-079 is a sentient computer. In the game, he controls cameras that's all over the whole facility, even outside, so he can easily come to places very fast. He can close doors, lock doors, turn off lights, and he can speak through speakers. Huh? What is it?
I love you.
Wow. Now you might think, okay, that isn't very deadly. He is very deadly. Do you realize how annoying it is to have a door closed plus locked in front of your face when you're running away from other SCPs? Jeez, man. And some people are just pro at it and get to tier 5 so fast in a few seconds. Yes, when you play the game, you get different tiers the better you do. He can also control the Tesla gates, so be careful with that. And the way you kill him, you have to turn on 3 generators. When they are on, he gets turned off, aka dies. Or when every SCP is contained, he turns off automatically. SCP-939. Now, this version of SCP-939 is a human dog-like creature, as you can see with the face. Disgusting, and with that ass. Hell yeah. When SCP-939 walks around, there are no footsteps, only when it starts to run. It attacks by clawing or pouncing, you know, jumping on people. When somebody is killed, and if they're lucky, they can steal the voice of the player, and sometimes they can have very funny voice lines they can play over and over again. Let me hear it. Fuck! Not this shit again! Why does this happen? Beautiful. It also has the ability to make people unable to see it in specific locations when it's around those places.
Editor boy here. I forgot to mention that 939 can't see and can only see somebody if they jump, run, walk, talk, or shoot. When that happens, a red circle appears around where it came from. The 939 can find them. It can also only see them if it accidentally runs into somebody. If you want to avoid it, you have to hold the C button to walk around slowly, to make no footsteps. Sorry I didn't mention it before.